Okay, moving right into rule number 5 of MDoranD's rules of engagement. Do not flat 4 bets pre-flop with money behind. We really got to avoid this. Flatting 4 bets in general is just really going to lose you money. And if you run a filter for this, it will show you that you're losing money in these spots. People talk themselves into flatting 4 bets for several reasons, and most or all of them are leaks. Maybe you see a fairly small 4-bet. You 3-bet to 10 to 12 big blinds and get 4-bet to 22 big blinds. And you think, well, it's not such a big raise. I'll call this and look to hit a good flop. It's a mistake, y'all. Don't fall for it. That's actually exactly what your opponent would love for you to do. To be without the initiative, with a mediocre hand, and have invested 20-something big blinds. You just are not going to win in this situation. And you're just not going to hit flops enough or hard enough to be able to justify that huge expense of calling that 4-bet with that medium strength hand. Because that's where people call 4-bets with. They call them. They tend to call them with not with premium hands. I mean, you can do anything with aces as long as you don't fold. But other things like hands like ace queen, ace king, jack jack, 10-10 queens, they just are calling to try to hit a favorable flop before they decide to commit to that hand. Now, that's okay in 3-bet pots with these hands, but it's not okay in 4-bet pots. You just are paying too big of a price to do it. So you will actually save yourself money by telling yourself that I'm no longer going to flat 4-bets pre with money behind. I will either fold to the 4-bet or I will shove it myself. So fold or shove, those are your two options. If you're not willing to shove, don't call, fold. If you're not willing to shove, fold. It will save you money. A quick example here. Here I'm in the big blind with ace king. We have an under the gun open from a tag. Folds to the small blind who calls. Pretty standard squeeze spot. I squeeze to 285. I'm 4-bet to 602 from this under the gun player. The small blind folds. So, first things first is I know I'm not calling this bet. That would be a disaster. First of all, his range for doing this is very tight. Very tight. His overall 3-bet percentage is only 6. His overall 4-bet percentage is only 1.0 over 3,000 hands. His 4-bet range, 1.0. And he's doing it under the gun versus a 3-better from the big blinds. It couldn't get any tighter than this, his 4-betting range. So it's a mistake to even continue in this hand. I already know that I'm beat. But some people, quite a few, will call here. Well, it's only one more bet. It's only another $2 and some change. Certainly I can call this and try to flop an ace. You know what? You actually can't. We don't even know if that ace will be good. We don't know if that king will be good, and I'd be surprised if it was. You just can't call. Now, this is, again, it's a somewhat of an extreme example because I do think this is a clear fold. But you're going to be in other spots that are less clear, and I'm still going to advise to you that you don't call these 4-bets with your medium strength hands. If your read on that opponent is that your hand is good, then shove. If you're not, then fold. In this hand, I do fold. Okay, well, let's move on to the next rule.